Alright, everyone, welcome to the first episode of this series of the Jordan Lake Adventure Route. This route, as I had to put together, it's a route I've kind of ridden several times in pieces, and so I just wanted to put it all together and film it in case if there are people looking for good routes to ride in this kind of Jordan Lake, Pittsboro, Chatham County area. So from here, I'm on board my 2014 Honda CRF 250L. This route is designed to have some gravel in it to excite the adventure rider. Those are all easily bypassable if you're on a sport bike. But just the goal is basically to get on some twisty roads away from the traffic and the hustle and bustle of Raleigh. So right there, we're starting from the Valero. That's on the corner of Highway 64 and Mount Gilead Church Road. So taking a left onto there, if you're coming from Apex, this will be as you come down 64 going west, you'll turn right onto it. There's an American self-storage right there in that Valero. So I had originally intended to record this audio over myself riding, all as like a live first-person perspective. And what happened is I had this GoPro audio connector, and apparently you need a different adapter, so you needed to plug two adapters together. So for the next episode of this series, the audio will be live with the video, but for this one, it's just going to be a voiceover. So we're riding down Mount Gilead Church Road. Our destination on the first section of this is going to be to pass by a scenic place, take a photograph of your bike, or go for a little walk. It's called the old Bynum Bridge. And so there's also the Haw River Trail that kind of intersects that area. So the Haw River Trail comes up along the east side of Pittsboro and kind of heads northwest. And so you can get onto the Haw River Trail from 64. If you kept going down 64, heading east a little bit, you get on it, or actually west, I think. And then you can ride it, or walk it, hike it up to the northwest. So at this Bynum Bridge, you'll see a spot to get on that hiking route, and then the bridge was also used to be functional, but now it's just walking bridge. They opened up a new bridge, which we'll look at later, but that new bridge is a part of 15501 and it's 4 lanes across, and this bridge wouldn't be nearly as wide, so it's kind of closed down just for walking now, but it's all graffitied and it's cool to take a photo of your bike there. And then the second part of this destination is going to be Allen and Son BBQ, which is a great place if you're looking for a stop for lunch, or if you're riding this route reversed or something like that, and you wanted to have a spot for dinner. So I'll warn you, Allen and Sons sometimes closes early, so definitely check the hours if you're trying to go there around 7 o'clock. I tried going there the other night, and it was already closed by 7. I got there like 7:05. So we pass a church on the right and then a church on the left. The one on the left is the actual Mount Gilead Church Road, or the actual Mount Gilead Church. And then we take a left here. I believe it's called Bynum Ridge Road. And so that's always a good sign we want to see right there, the twisty road sign. So we'll continue down this road for several minutes, and this will dead end. But it's just a fun little back road. Usually no one's on it, and you can just kind of go and just enjoy the scenery. So I will say, if you're not used to riding some of these back roads around Jordan Lake, there are plenty of these gravel roads and gravel driveways coming onto the main asphalt road. And so if you're really ripping, like sometimes on a sport bike or something like that, I'll be going fast, and then all of a sudden you see this area where all the gravel's washed out. So especially areas where the water is carrying it down, the water's carrying downhill, grabs some momentum, and really just washes the the gravel down into the asphalt. So just a couple things be conscious of on these roads. Lots of people turn out of their homes, but otherwise super fun roads back this way. So if you're coming from Apex or Cary, you can come down 64 if that's easiest, or some of those back roads actually will come from like Green Level Church Road, Highway 64 area. Some of these back roads dump out onto this Mount Gilead Church Road. So I decided to go this way up Bynum Bridge Road because it's more of a back road. It's a little bit more twisty. You can go straight if you miss that turn. Just head straight onto 15501. And you'll notice lots of power lines and things like that if you're just trying to ride on a little bit of dirt. Definitely watch out for some of the trespassing signs. And when we start heading to the south part of this trail, when we're closer and going around Harris Lake, just definitely be conscious you don't want to trespass on areas near the nuclear power site and end up in a lot of trouble. So as we come up to the end of this road, it will come to a dead end, and we'll want to go left at the stop sign. Somewhere around this area is the Bynum Front Porch Music event. I forget what it's technically called, but if you Google something like that, Bynum Music, you can find it. So if you're here in the afternoons, it's sort of like from what I remember, it's like an old country home with like a front porch that people will play like bluegrass music or things like that at, and it's just a kind of chill event. I've tried coming before, but I think it ends early, so definitely check the hours if you're trying to make it in time for that. But I believe that's up here on the left somewhere. And then this road just takes us straight to the old Bynum Bridge. So if you're coming from 15501, that road to the right will be taking you there, and we'll ride it on the way back. But for now, here's the old Bynum Bridge. There's a parking lot off to the left. We'll go explore that in a second. But I've been able to fit lots of naked bikes, sport bikes, dual sports through these little pillars. Just get right onto the beginning of this trail, or this bridge, and then be able to take some photos. So it's kind of cool with the graffiti and stuff. Just take some photos, old abandoned kind of looking bridge. And so this is the first bridge on this route. We'll go look at one other one that's kind of a nice area to take a photo. But you can see lots of old like railroad tracks and things like that. We'll just grab a thumbnail real quick right here for this video. So that's my 2014 CRF. I think it's held up pretty well. we'll just let all these people go by and then get out of their way. So up here to the right, I've seen people with bikes and cars and stuff before taking photos over here. There's this little loading dock sort of thing that's got some graffiti on it also. That can be a cool spot to take some photos. And then up there to the right is a way to get onto the hiking trail. And then you can go across the bridge and there's more walking paths on the other side. So if you're going for a long ride or you came from far away, this is sort of a nice area to stop and take a breather for a minute and stretch your legs. So we'll go back up this road to the left, and this dumps us right out onto 15501. And so across from here is another little area you can hike. We'll kind of take a look at where it goes after showing you Allen and Sons. So Allen and Sons is a pretty good kind of local barbecue place. It's been there for a long time. It's nice to just get change from some of the big chains of barbecue, I think. And then right next to it is, I believe it's called Blackwater, and it's a outdoor store, so you can buy tons of outdoor stuff, hunting things. Kind of interesting, sort of old style store to go in and check out. So Allen and Sons you can order at the window like I do, or you can go around the back and kind of dine in. They've got super good pulled pork, hush puppies, French fries. They do some kind of interesting seasoning on their French fries, tend to make them really good, and then sweet tea. So I think this is a pretty cool place. Just sit outside, eat some barbecue, get a little rest on your route. So it's right here on the right. You can see the old Allen Son barbecue sign. Got the potato bun on the pulled pork sandwich. These fries look so good. Yeah, they got something special on them. I don't know what it is. It's super good. And then of course this one. Alright, well, we just had good lunch. We're gonna hit the road again. Keep going. This section of the route is kind of like section 1B. We finished section 1A. And in this route, we're gonna just go make a U-turn on 15501, and then we'll head down to the downtown circle of Pittsboro. Pittsboro's kind of the old style southern town where it's got the courthouse in the center around the traffic circle. And so you got a real charming downtown if you like craft beer, some interesting food. So if you don't want barbecue up here at Allen and Sons, there are a bunch of other good restaurants we'll point out as we go past. Doherty's for Irish food, and a big bar, the Mod, kind of like sandwiches, things like that. And then you've got Havoc, which is just beer, but it's good and it's got lots of live music. And then the City Tap, which has maybe a little bit of food, but drinks and live music. Elizabeth's for Italian, S&T Soda Shop, which is great for just kind of simple foods like hamburgers and milkshakes. So lots of good options down in Pittsboro as we go that way, if you want that instead of barbecue. So when I was sitting there at Allen and Sons eating, two other guys started talking to me. They were on motorcycles also. I didn't see their bikes when I pulled in because they had bikes around the back. But they wanted to stop and talk for a little bit about this Honda and just riding and stuff. So it's something you might really enjoy if you come to this area. When I moved from Cary I know I really enjoyed coming out here more and eventually moving out here and just finding that people are pretty friendly and pretty engaging. Like, I would just stop at gas stations and everyone would want to talk to me and tell me the history of the town, or just chat. And so it's pretty fun to just get out of the hustle and bustle of the city and slow down for a little bit, meet random people, talk to them, learn a little bit. I know a lot of the stuff I've learned about the old Bynum Bridge and the history has been just locals around that area wanting to stop and talk as I'm riding there. And one other thing that's nice about this area is if you're on a carbureted bike, almost all the gas stations around Pittsboro sell ethanol-free gas. Some of them have it at every pump, some of them are just dedicated pumps. So like some of the Exxons, you gotta go to the end units. It won't be like in the middle couple pumps. But for some of the carbureted bikes I've got, it's pretty nice to be able to buy the ethanol-free stuff, not worry about letting that gas and the ethanol gum up so much. So definitely take advantage of that. As we come up here, we're going down on 15501, heading south into Pittsboro now. There'll be an Exxon in this Mosaic area. I know they've got ethanol free, and then we pass another Exxon on the right. They've got ethanol free. So, pretty easy to find. 15501 is probably one of the biggest roads you'll be on for this route. Maybe except for 64 if you come that way, but I hardly ever see cops on it, hardly ever see traffic on it. I ride this kind of section south of Chapel Hill down into Pittsboro quite often without really coming across much traffic, so it's nice even if you're on a lower CC bike or just don't want to be with the traffic. 15501, this section's pretty good. And then you can find a little bit more busyness as we get into Pittsboro, but still not bad at all. So up here to the left, we've got the new Mosaic development, some of the Chatham Park stuff. And so this is all the Dr. Goodnight SAS stuff, I believe. I think he helped develop Cary and Prestonwood and stuff. So there's that Exxon right there that's got ethanol free, and then lots of fast food options through here. Great place if you need gas, food, or anything like that as we go through here. So if you don't want to go through downtown Pittsboro, you could have taken that exit back there to the right, go down 64, heading west, and catch up to the route. We're trying to go down 64 west until we see that Huckleberry Farm sign, and we'll take a left there. We're just trying to reach that gravel road pretty much, kind of break up so much of the asphalt. So the road narrows down here. It's pretty nice. Just kind of windy road. Not too much traffic. And this takes us right down into the heart of Pittsboro. The goal was try to simplify this route and make it so there aren't too many turns to remember. So up here there's some more interesting restaurants and stuff. There's Aromatic Roasters, which makes some pretty good coffee. And there's Postal Fish if you feel like eating very interesting fish. If you're going through maybe at dinner time. There's also the Sycamore, which I highly recommend. It's a kind of fancy steakhouse, but it's super good, and I've never had bad service there either, so highly recommend that place. If you're looking for a souvenir on this route, there's Cackalacky barbecue sauce made right up here to the right, and this is also where Cars and Coffee is hosted, so some Saturdays of the month, I forget which Saturday of the month it is, but you'll typically find that parking lot right there packed full of classic cars, and that's where Aromatic Roasters is. So here we are coming down right into downtown Pittsboro. There's a guy selling old metal yard art to the left. That's Elizabeth's, the Italian restaurant. And then lots of little small shops along here. Honestly, you can't go wrong getting anything to eat in downtown Pittsboro. It's all pretty good. And so to continue on this route, we would take a right at this traffic circle up here. You can see that courthouse with the clock tower standing up. So that's where we would take our right, kind of go past Havoc. And then we'll skip through showing 64 Business probably because there's not a whole lot to see on 64 Business. But this is the downtown circle. Super nice downtown. Highly recommend stopping in and just checking it out. There's Havoc right there on the corner, usually live music. And so we'd go right back there, take that right. But otherwise, that's the end of this. Thanks for watching, and we'll come back with our next episode here soon.